Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers presented by Bet365, and this whole Flyers opening week is brought to you by our friends at Crooked Tea. Make sure you check out some Crooked Teas. More on them in just a little bit. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening. Joining me live in the Xfinity studio, it is Broad Street Hockey's own Kelly Hinkle. What's up today, Hinks?
2 days in a row. I don't know what to do with myself.
2 in a row, and pre and post tomorrow. Do we actually know if we're doing pregame? Is that like a thing yet? We are going to do pregame? Okay. There will be a pregame. Joining us in about half an hour on the Xfinity mobile call-in line will be Philly's #1 hockey beat writer, Charlie O'Connor, coming to us from South Beach. He's somewhere in Florida. I think he's at Fort Lauderdale, or I don't know.
I don't really know where anything is in Florida.
Florida's just...
What is Sunrise?
It's just one big thing. Sunrise is just a suburb of Miami, I think.
All right.
Yeah, I think he's coming to us from like Club 11 or something.
Sure.
All right. We have a lot to get to today. Charlie will be joining us. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We have more mailbag questions. One newsy-ish item before we get to that is Cam Atkinson retires.
Love that for him.
Cam Atkinson calls it a career, spent the bulk of his time with the Columbus Blue Jackets, did spend a few seasons here, and like 2 of them were pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He is still counting against the cap. I think $1.7 million on the buyout, and Bill Meltzer clarified today that remains. Now, it was kind of a question to me, just because when you have a guy on LTIR, the reason they're on LTIR forever and can't retire is because then they don't get their money.
Right.
But this is a different situation altogether.
Yeah.
It's a buyout. It's already a prearranged thing. You're only getting 2/3 of the money over twice the years, whether you retire or not. That's a contract from before. He gets it.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
This must be on the books anyway, but, good for Cam. His time here was brief and all right. But he seems like a good dude.
He does. He does. I think his time with Tortorella, he was helpful in being the Tortorella interpreter for a little bit. I liked Cam Atkinson. He scored a bunch of goals, and he was a fun player to watch while he was still like healthy and good for this team. After the wheels started to come off, it was just like, oof, this is tough.
Yeah.
But Cam Atkinson had a hell of a career. He calls it one today. And that's that for Cam. All right, we are continuing yesterday's mailbag into today's show, Kelly Hinkle. We have a whole bunch of questions to get to. So let's just let's start it off here with Dr. Slurp, which I definitely picked this question partially because I wanted to say Dr. Slurp. It's a 2-parter. The Flyers question: in your heart of hearts, do you think the Flyers will actually make a big splash this upcoming offseason? If so, who would be your top realistic target? I do think they're going to try to do something.
Of course they are.
Obviously, you don't make every move like you hope to.
Right.
But I would be shocked if there's not something done to add to this group sometime between... I would even say like this December and next July, 1st or 2nd or whatever, the draft in between.
I mean, every move that they've made since Danny Briere became general manager has pointed to the fact that they're like, we're going to make sure we have a lot of money this offseason and we're going to do stuff with it. Like you don't make all the money available if you're not planning to try to do stuff with it. As for who your target is, I mean, it all depends.
So much depends on just how this season goes.
Like Kyle Connor just signed, so there's one gone. Connor McDavid foolishly didn't want to wait to come to the Flyers. Oh wait, that would have been 2 years, right?
Yeah. No, it would be this summer. This was he was eligible for the extension this July. It expired next July.
Is hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it all depends on who's available. Like maybe they'll be able to get a defenseman. Maybe they'll finally be able to get another center. Like it really just depends, but I think it's pretty clear that they intend to make a big splash.
And I think the most important thing to take out of the Antimarco piece yesterday about how, they're looking for a defenseman right now. Now, is anything likely to come to fruition in terms of a big name player in the first week or two of October.
Seems unlikely.
It's unlikely. But I will say the idea that, okay, that Ant points out in the article. So they have this almost $7 million with the burying the salary and getting rid of Ryan Ellis. They have this cap space opened up, and it's not just going to be, yeah, we got you like a third pair defenseman. We wanted to spend the money on something.
No.
I do believe this is going to be a cap max team at some point in the near future. And with that like specific thing pointed out, they're not just going to overpay third liners.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
that I think is very important. So like, even if it's maybe it won't be the smartest move to us, but I do think they are going to try to make big moves to make spending that to justify spending the money.
Yeah, I don't think they're just going to do the thing where you're like, well, Kevin Hayes is the best guy out there, so I guess we're signing Kevin Hayes. Like, I think that they're going to be strategic about it. And if there aren't any players that they think are going to really improve the team that are worth the money next summer, I don't think, like you said, I don't think they're just going to throw money at anybody just to do it. So hopefully some of these big name players don't sign contracts this year and they actually hit the market.
Eichel, baby, come on, Eichel.
I know, come on. He right now he seems like the one.
It just feels like he loves Vegas so much.
I know, but like, okay, like I don't understand how the math works for them every year. Eventually they have to run out of money. I don't get it.
That's the like with the Panthers.
They seem to have an unlimited cap.
With the Panthers, it feels like they just get everyone for cheap.
Yeah.
But Vegas seems to pay everybody their market rate.
Yeah.
And yet they never run out of cap space.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's very frustrating.
Eventually they're gonna have to run frustrating. They're gonna have to run out of cap space. Maybe it'll be Eichel.
Maybe it'll be with Jack Eichel.
I don't know.
I am. My hope is that they're able, like, in terms of realistic targets.
Yeah.
So much depends on this year.
Yes.
Like, we talked about Bo Byram and Buffalo and everything. You just have to assume with Buffalo things are going to continue to be, crap until they're not for them. Like, they really have to show us. So like Buffalo always a thing, but at a certain point, the other teams, the Detroits of the world, are going to be like, I don't know, we need to switch things up because it ain't working. Yeah, like if they make the playoffs or don't.
Yeah.
If Ottawa takes a step back or doesn't, like, I think a lot just depends on those kind of middle tier teams. There was a mailbag question that I don't think we got to, but about one of the Nashville defensemen. And it's, listen, if Nashville is better than they were last year, or they're a middle of the road playoff team, maybe they're not looking to change things up. If they're bad like they were last year, perhaps they are. Like, there's just a lot of different ways. So I think it's tough to say a year and a half out, or 9 months out, who are the realistic targets. But I think those teams where you think they might be on the GMs might be on the hot seat a little, or they're kind of teetering which way are they going to go.
Yeah.
Those are the teams to look at.
Sure. And it's going to be interesting because every team's going to have more cap space, right? Like every team's going to have more than they had in the last couple of years. So every team's probably going to be trying to sign whatever big name free agents are out there. So this is, I think, where we're really going to learn, do players not want to play in Philadelphia because it's Philadelphia? Like, because if I'm a free agent and I'm getting offered $10 million by Philly and $10 million by Ottawa, they're kind of similar teams. Like, neither one of them is competing for a cup, but they have some young talent. They seem to be kind of trying to make something happen. Are you going to go to Philly with the cool practice facility and the coach that everybody likes?
Are you going to go to that socialist wasteland that is the Great White North?
Are you going to go to play in Canada?
With their sky-high taxes.
Yeah.
Paying for everybody else's health care.
You don't want to do that. We don't pay for anything down here. But yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's all going to depend on who's available. It's going to depend on if they do something in the trade market that ties up some of that cap space this year. There's a lot of moving parts, but I think it's definitely clear that they're going to try to do big things.
All right. And to round out Dr. Slurps, the second part of his question says, spooky season question. What are the 3 scariest horror movies you've ever seen?
Okay, so here's the thing. I am like a giant baby. Like, I don't like scary movies. I know that a lot of people like find it fun to be scared. Like, I don't like haunted houses that are like staffed by teenagers that are scaring you. Like, I am a scaredy cat. And so I don't watch a lot of scary movies, but I was once forced to watch a movie. I think it was called The Devil's Chair.
Okay.
And it was horrifying and so scary. And like I used to have I watched a Freddy Krueger movie when I was like 8. I had nightmares for the next like decade. Like I am just not good with scary movies. So like the scariest movie I've ever seen is like Snatch. Like I just don't watch scary movies.
I really only like the slasher flicks.
Okay.
Like I think Scream is one of my favorite, like not even just horror movies, just one of my favorite movies ever. I'll say though, the first time I saw it, like watched it over my buddy Frankie's house, who grew up directly across the street from me, like 20 yards away. And that night when I just had to cross the street to go home, walking into my house, there's like a neighbor's black cat or something on the porch. I almost crapped my pants. Like that
hilarious.
Just scared the hell out of me. Pet Sematary scared me a lot as a kid, just because that little kid was a creep.
Yeah. Stephen King movies always scared me.
But like
as a kid,
I guess because I'm afraid of the ocean to this day, I have to say Jaws. Like Jaws is one of my favorite movies, but the way it affected me scary wise is probably Jaws. And when I was a little kid, after we watched Terminator 2, the older kids in the neighborhood, like we'd all be like climbing trees or something.
Oh my God.
And what are we? Oh my God!
Eichel just signed an extension.
Eichel just signed an extension.
That's so funny.
What a son of a bitch!
Why are you making us look bad?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Don't you know I'm busy?
Yeah.
Jack Eichel, bastard. Anyway,
we never wanted you anyway.
probably. I want to see the details on this. When I was a kid, we'd be like climbing trees or something after we watched Terminator 2. And my friends would be like, oh my God, Bill, a nuclear war's coming. And I'd just be like stuck in the tree crying. So I guess Terminator 2 is up there as well.
Okay. Okay.
Because like who isn't afraid of nuclear war? You know, it's probably
die
scary.
real quick. So.
All right, let's get to a funny question. Dan Knightley always brings up some of the better ones. What do you hate more, a USB plug, a USB plug-in, or a printer? The USB, I don't understand because it only has 2 sides, but it takes me 3 attempts every time.
It's a 50-50 shot. I'm the wrong
I've
way
never
every
been
time.
right. I've never been correct on the first try.
I've even been like, okay, I'm going to do it this way. Wait a minute. Let me flip it around.
Yeah,
no, then it's wrong. Like I don't think ever on the first try had it in the right direction.
I will, however, eventually figure out a USB situation. Any printer I hate. I hate all printers. I can never get them to work. The one I have at home right now, we just changed our internet provider. I can't get this thing to connect to the internet, so I just have this printer that doesn't work.
I only print things at work, and that just works because I don't have to make it work, so I don't really care about printers.
Ink pisses me off so bad.
It's annoying.
Like,
why do you have to buy so much?
What do you mean I'm out of magenta ink so I can't print this like text black and white document?
It doesn't make any sense.
I used to in college when I'd run out of black ink, I would just do everything in like the darkest shade of blue.
Oh,
so I would never have to buy ink.
Good workaround.
Yeah, because they would like at a certain point you would get charged at the tech center for printing. So I was like, all right, I'm just using my roommates.
And also, there's not that many reasons to print anymore.
There really aren't that many reasons to print anything anymore.
You can sign a PDF on your computer, like
I find Eichel extends the full 8 years.
How are they paying all of these people?
Who the hell knows? I wonder if there's like deferred money involved because you're not allowed to do that after like a certain date this year.
Is he doing a Kawhi? Like, is he going to be like a sponsor?
Probably.
Yeah.
They're probably. I'm sure it's Vegas. I'm sure they're cheating in some way.
Yeah.
He's just gonna.
I assume the mafia owns the team.
Yeah, he's just gonna go to the casino tonight, and it's like, sir, you've won $20 million. Yeah. Oh, weird. I didn't even roll the dice yet.
In the machine, and I won $1 billion. Curious.
So
hilarious that happened.
That gets us to the next question with Patrick Langton. First part, what got you guys into hockey? Second is with McDavid and Kaprizov now off the table for 2026, and Eichel and Kyle Connor. Who do you think Danny will be targeting in free agency? I don't know, me or you. There are just never. Every year we play this game. But next year's free agent class, that's really going to be something.
Yeah.
Probably not. I wonder, do you think Do you think they'd have any interest short term in Sergei Bobrovsky?
I was just gonna say that because that's hilarious.
Just for a year or two until Zavragin or Bjarnason are ready.
Is Florida really gonna let him go?
I assume they'll just keep him for super cheap.
Okay, so we were actually talking about this. I'm reminded now in the BSH Slack. Is going to be Anders Lee.
Oh God,
Tocchet. I bet Rick Tocchet loves Anders Lee.
Ah, that son of a bitch. It is, isn't it?
That's the most.
Eichel got 8 years, $13.5 million average annual value.
Alex Tuck.
Man, it's very funny. That's from Darren Dreger, Brenna tells me. So it's very funny that all these guys are signing for just about what McDavid got.
Yeah.
And Kaprizov's deal has nothing to do with the market.
That's very
The
funny.
market is literally like Kaprizov just held a gun to Bill Guerin's head and was like,
yeah,
let's see what you got, big guy.
Kaprizov got the, if you want me to stay in this dumb state on this dumb team, you're going to overpay me, bud.
It was literally like their owner did come out and say no one can pay him more and no one's going to pay him more. And he was like, all right, let's see how true that is. And they offered him, the biggest contract ever at $16 million. And he was like, no, I want more. So they gave him 17. And then the best player in the world, perhaps ever, was like, yeah, I'm re-upping at 12.5.
So funny.
Like, that's good. But Eichel, 13.5 mil. That's about right. That is about what I expected. He gets $1 mil more than Eichel did, or $1 mil more than McDavid did. He's still average annual value wise $500,000 below Leon Draisaitl. So Draisaitl remains the other highest paid guy in the league, other than the ridiculous outlier that is Kirill Kaprizov. What got you guys into hockey? Because the McDavid Kaprizov, this whole it's going to be a trade. There aren't going to be any freaking free agents next year at this rate because everyone realized that the cap is sky high and they can just re-sign everybody.
And hockey players are the most boring people who've ever lived.
Yeah, they just don't like moving. They've never had a chance to choose where they're going to go.
No, they can't wrap their brain about it. Like,
they've been drafted every year since they were like 14. And yet they all forego free agency.
I know, I never want to make a choice one time in my life. Like, could you watch like one NBA season and do something fun? Like, those dudes are doing fun stuff all the time.
But Danny is really going to have to be working the trades. Let's get the first part. What got you into hockey?
My cousin made me watch a game at a family party, and I fell in love with Eric Lindros. End of story.
I think that did it for a lot of people in our generation. Mm-hmm. I would say similarly, I always, my whole neighborhood, I wrote that story for Broad Street Hockey years ago. How did you become a Flyers fan? And it was like, this is just like what went on. My neighborhood was like the Sandlot for street hockey, basically.
Which is the movie you're going to write.
Yeah.
And forcing it to happen.
It's like Clerks plus the Sandlot.
Yeah.
It'll be rated R.
Naturally.
There'll be a lot of binge drinking. But yeah, I guess it's that. And this is a great opportunity to wish my father a happy birthday today. Happy birthday, Dad. He really wasn't a huge hockey fan before I was into hockey, but then he really fostered my love for hockey, the Phantom season tickets, going to so many different events for so long. It's just, I would say that's definitely a major part of it, but really just where I grew up, everyone freaking played hockey. So it was kind of, this is what we do.
Yeah.
All right. We have time till Charlie joins us. Let's get to this next question. At Only Here for Hockey says,
is two sports.
Yeah. Is Tippett better with a playmaker to carry the puck for him and set him up like Frost and Zegras, or muckers and grinders to win puck battles and get him the puck as soon as possible? Feels like we're trying to force the playmaker issue when slotting him with Brink and Cates could be the best.
Man, I don't know what works with this dude. I just know he can be with another shooter.
I would say the Cates and Brink thing
try it.
Is the best of both worlds because, yes, Cates is a really good two-way center, and both he and Brink win a lot of battles, but you do have a lot of playmaking from Bobby Brink.
Yeah.
But they're also good in the forecheck. We know that hasn't, at least to this point, been Owen Tippett's forte. He's more of a rush-based player. he can create the rushes on that line and kind of be on his own in terms of generating offense that way.
Yeah.
But when they are in the offensive zone and getting the cycle going, there is someone who can pull the puck off the boards and get it to Owen Tippett. I think that might actually be the best because it's the best of both worlds in terms of combinations the Flyers can put together.
Yeah, and nothing else has really worked
Yeah.
yet, so why not? I would give that a try. I mean, and I would imagine that if Tippett doesn't get off to a good start, we're probably going to see him on a bunch of different lines until they figure it out. So maybe we'll get to see that, but it's a good idea. I like it.
It is a good idea, and we have a bunch more questions coming up for you. Charlie O'Connor will be joining us in about 10 minutes, but right now we have to take our first commercial break. All right, it is time to tell you about one of our presenting sponsors, our studio sponsor. It is Xfinity, because this week, this is the week. This right here, this is one of the great examples of why you have to have Xfinity. There's playoff baseball tonight, but tomorrow we could have yet another playoff baseball game, fingers crossed. We have Thursday night football with the Birds, and we have the puck dropping on the hockey season for our boys in orange and black. And if you want to watch all of it, there's only one perfect sports destination. It is Xfinity. With Xfinity, you get the enhanced 4K picture and sound that's so clear it feels like you're in the arena. You get the multi-view option so you can watch up to 4 games at once. Could come in super handy as soon as tomorrow with all the action in town. And of course, you get the real-time stats and notifications so you can stay on top of all your fantasy teams, all of your parlays, and everything going on all throughout the sports world. So make sure the next time you have everybody over for the big game, you show off that you're a big fan and not a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box. While we're here, time to tell you about Bet365. Listen, I tell you about Bet365 almost every day. They are our presenting sponsor here, and we are proud to be brought to you by Bet365 for a number of reasons. Most notably, it's because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. They've got the 90 million users worldwide. They've got the almost 800,000 live stream events each year, and they're one of the pioneers in live in-game betting, and now the early payout offers across all sports, including the Major League Baseball playoffs. If your team goes up 5 runs, that's it. If you have a team to win on the money line, or you have a team in your parlay, they go up 5 runs, automatically mark the winner. Don't need to sweat out the rest of the game. It's super easy. It's one of the best features that Bet365 offers. And right now, we have breaking news from Bet365. New customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you got to do, sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets, whether your initial bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in PA. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's get to some more questions here. Yeah, we got about 7 minutes before we hear from Charlie O'Connor. Let's go to a question from Ethan Freeman. It says, which player's upcoming season will define how we look back on this specific rebuild year? Michkov, Zegras, or Ersson? Is there anyone I missed that could have a potentially defining season? I would say because my confidence in what Matvei Michkov is ultimately going to become is so high, like this year specifically.
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't put up 90 or 100 points, I don't think that means he won't.
No.
Sam Ersson, I think, is a good backup, perhaps, but I don't think what he is going to define what this team is. Trevor Zegras being what we need Trevor Zegras to be, which is at least a very productive offensive second line center. Like that could be make or break for this group, considering, all right, I don't know what Jet Luchenko's offensive upside is. We're crossing our fingers on Jack Nesbitt and him really turning out. I think we were all impressed. Sean Couturier, who the hell knows how much longer he has as just a decent player as he was last year.
Right.
Zegras is the one guy that's like, you fill a need if you are what you are, but we don't really know yet.
Yeah, I hate when I just agree with you because it's so boring. But yeah, it's Zegras, because if he turns into like the maximum version of the player that he could possibly be, then the Flyers have Trevor Zegras at center and Matvei Michkov on wing for the next 100 years. And that's going to be very exciting. Like, as you said, right now it's a question mark if he can fill that hole at center. If he does, then okay, like the pressure's off this summer. You don't need to go crazy looking for a center right now because we've got Zegras. Luchenko, I'm sure, will be at worst a third line center. Like, all of a sudden then things start falling into place. And like you said with Michkov, like, I think I know what he's going to be. Like, I don't have any question in my mind that he's going to be awesome. But Zegras could be, or he could be just like, fine. And if he's just fine, then the Flyers still have some problems that they need to fix. But if he's real good, like, we're pretty set for quite a while.
I would say Tyson Forster might fit into the group.
Maybe.
Just in terms of if he's even better than what he's been, that gives you a lot of flexibility with all the wingers that they have. Like, okay, here's this former first-round pick, this guy who can play anywhere in the lineup, who can score 30 goals for you. Like, that's huge in terms of how you can utilize all the other wingers. I think Porter Martone's NCAA season could be... Listen, I think we all think he's great, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
And Jamie Drysdale, I would say, is up there.
He's
just like... Whenever we have the conversation about defensemen scoring points, like producing points, Charlie's like, I don't really care as long as they're moving play in a certain direction. And for the most part, yeah, I guess, like, if they had a functional power play, the guy up top would produce some points. That would be good.
Right.
Jamie Drysdale specifically has to put points on the board. That's like what he's hopefully going to be doing. So I think that is a big one as well, as he, okay, we are joined now. We are joined now.
Chuck!
I didn't change the tone of my voice at all, which is, and we are joined now. Okay, this is Philadelphia's #1 hockey beat writer, Charlie O'Connor, coming to us from Miami Beach, Florida, where he is partying it up. What's going on, Chuck?
To be clear, I am not in Miami Beach. I am in Fort Lauderdale. Not Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
He's judging wet t-shirt contests in Fort Lauderdale right now. Is Charlie O'Connor?
He's buying a boat.
He's buying a boat. All right,
I would
Chuck,
love to buy a boat.
We are doing a mailbag show, and I actually have a mailbag question I put aside because it's kind of something only you can answer. But I have a couple other things I want to get to first. Lead it off with any updates on Cam York or any of the banged up, potentially injured guys? Do we know anything more about Cam York, or is it just like wait and see, he's day to day?
Yeah, well, he was placed on IR when they announced the rosters. My understanding of IR, and I don't have this 100% confirmed, but it's just my understanding of the rule, is that once a guy is on IR, they have to miss at least 7 days. That's the rule of placing a guy on IR. That's what you have to do in order to get the benefit of freeing up the roster spot. That's why you put a guy on IR. If it's 7 days, that means he's at least out the first 3 games of the year. Now, I guess it's theoretically possible that they could try to backdate it at least back to Sunday. But the reason why I don't think you can do that is because the league year started on Tuesday. So I don't know how you could backdate IR to a point before the season actually begins. I would assume the clock begins on the first day of the regular season, which is when he was placed on IR. That would mean he misses at least the first 3 games. I can tell you he was not on the ice today at practice. I don't know if he's on the trip. If I had to guess, I would guess he's not, but I can't confirm that one way or the other. But I can tell you I spoke with Travis Sanheim after practice. I spoke with Rick Tocchet after practice. Cam York is not playing, at least in game 1. And based on what Travis Sanheim said to me on the record, it seems like they're expecting, I'm not talking about a month, but I don't think this is he's just going to miss 1 or 2 games and then he's back. He might miss a little bit of time.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. So I think I saw you tweet, Chuck, that Gilbert kind of went down at practice today. And does it seem like he's going to be out of commission? Like, could we see an Emil Andre call up if he's out?
Seems unlikely. Gilbert
Okay.
did go down. He was down on the ice for, I would say, a good minute or two. Then he got helped off, got taken to the bench, and the trainers would look at him. He did return about 10, 15 minutes later, and I actually talked to him after practice just to check in, just because honestly I had yet to introduce myself to him, so I wanted to do that. But also I wanted to get an idea of like what happened, and he basically told me it was a weird play. The puck didn't even hit him that hard, but it was kind of a similar thing to what Nick Seeler went through last year, where it just hit him right where that nerve was, so he couldn't feel the bottom part of his leg, but the feeling came back and he's fine. I don't know if he's going to be in the lineup. If you go by the way they set the roster, Gilbert was going to be sent down before the York injury. He stayed up because York is on IR. That would imply that it'll be Zamula and Juleson in the lineup, and Gilbert will be the extra. That said, at practice, they were rotating the three of them pretty consistently. It wasn't like any one guy was getting more reps than another. So maybe they haven't yet made the decision themselves as to who's going to play in game one, but it's obviously going to be two of those three guys, Zamula, Noah Juleson, and Dennis Gilbert. I would guess Zamula, Juleson, just because Gilbert was going to get set down prior to the York injury, but we'll see.
Charlie, you mentioned like, okay, they were going to send Gilbert down, but there's the York injury. So it doesn't feel like they're, oh, well, we can't put him on waivers. Like they don't want that. And yes, Emil Andre is waiver exempt. So maybe that changes things a little bit. But we saw even just last year, like, oh, all right, we're short a defenseman. Let's bring Andre on the trip just because. And he's with the team, even though he doesn't get in. You and I think it was Monday, like kind of talked specific circumstances we think Andre could get in. And one of them was Drysdale or York gets hurt. York is hurt, and he's going to miss 2 or 3 games at least to start the season. Does it shock you or a little surprise you or anything that Emil Andre isn't here to fill that role of undersized puck mover? And do you think maybe it being against the Florida Panthers and Andre not really being great at protecting himself has something to do with it?
Bill, it's an extremely fair point, and I hold to that. The idea that if Andre is going to get a chance, it's probably either going to be because everyone falls flat on their face or one of York or Drysdale's out for an extended period of time. Now York's out, probably not for an extended period of time, but he's going to miss games. I go back to explain why he's not up. I go back to what Danny said on Monday, because Jordan Hall of NBC Sports Philadelphia actually specifically asked about Emil Andre, and if the fact that he's a small puck mover and the fact you already have York and Drysdale, if that messes with his potential fit long term. And what Danny said was, I wouldn't go so far as to say it was eye-opening, because I'm not even sure if I totally agree with it, but it's maybe eye-opening as to where their heads are at. Danny basically said he thought Andre had struggles in camp. He didn't think Andre had that good of a camp, and he wants Andre to go down and get 22 to 24 minutes a night in the AHL to find his game again before they consider him for a call-up. Now, look, I watched Andre in the preseason games. I didn't think he was drop-dead amazing, but I thought he was better than most of the guys who were competing for spots. Clearly, Briere and the Brain Trust disagrees. They don't think he had as strong of a camp as I did. They were probably watching him much closer in practices than I was. I will fully acknowledge that. But their view is that Andre has not yet shown them what he showed them in that first call-up when he looked real good, and they want him to go down in the minors and become that guy again before he gets a call-up. And I think that's why he's not up, even though York is injured. And seemingly there's a spot for him. Now, again, I don't necessarily agree with it. I would have had Andre on this team to begin with. So I want to make it clear that like this isn't me defending their decision. But based on what Danny Briere said, it seems like that's the explanation as to why he's not up.
Yeah, and it's a very fair question. And like again, like we all agree here. You're just the guy who gets the answers. But like yeah, we have the comment here from Vineet Singh. Like, well, was Danny watching Zamula or Juleson at all? Because like here are guys not even like the 7 or 8 guys who are gonna be playing in this first couple of games, and like they were legitimately bad. I realize there's the development thing, there's the money in the bank thing we've been talking about for years, but like I don't know, man. Play the guys who are best at hockey and see how it goes. But all right, I guess I will accept the answer. They need him to play more in the AHL, but whatever. We move on, Charlie, to some other lineup decisions. Do you think we're kind of on track to this lineup we were talking about earlier in the week where it's Delorier and Abels on the fourth line, Dvorak at wing, and Luchenko and Grebenkin sitting on Thursday?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Occam's razor here. They've shown the same lines both Monday and today. That would lead one to believe that this is probably what we're looking at now. As we see on the graphic that Brenna just put up, Luchenko has been rotating with Delorier mostly. So I guess it's possible that Luchenko is the guy who ultimately gets in the lineup. Maybe that's what ultimately happens. If I had to guess, I would guess Delorier's in, and I think both Luchenko and Grebenkin sit. That's my assumption. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. But Occam's razor, they've ran these lines the last 2 days of on-ice work. Game 1's tomorrow. These are probably the lines, right?
Now, we see you got a video today of Tocc working directly with Nikita Grebenkin, and it sounds like he's not down on Grebby in any way. It's just kind of the numbers game, and we hypothesized, hey, it's the opener. Sometimes your respected veterans get into, bigger nights like this. The opener against the Cup champs could be one of those times for Delorier, but how do you feel about Grebenkin's chances to see the ice, if not Thursday, then Saturday?
Yeah, I feel good about it, and that's honestly coming directly from Rick Tocc, because I asked Rick Tocc about Grebenkin. I asked him about working one-on-one with him after practice for an extended period of time, and Tocc straight up offered that, number one, that wasn't even the first conversation he had with Grebenkin today. He spoke with him this morning. He had this one-on-one work. Then he also had another long extended conversation with him after the one-on work was done. And that one-on-one work took about like 20 minutes. They worked together directly, just them, for quite a while. And then Tocc basically said, look, I really like what Grebenkin's done. He needs to play. He deserves to play. And if he doesn't play Thursday, he's going to play Saturday. So I guess it's theoretically possible he gets in on Thursday. Tocc didn't fully close the door. Circumstantial evidence would imply he's not going to play Thursday. But Tocc straight up said, if he's not in Thursday, he's playing Saturday. So my guess is that Grebenkin does make his season debut, I guess his Philadelphia Flyers debut on Saturday versus the Carolina Hurricanes in Raleigh.
Charlie, I just thought of this, and the mailbag question I'm going to ask you in a second kind of relates to this. We saw so much last year, like if a guy's sitting, maybe they don't get the attention from the coach that they are hoping to, like the open exchange. Listen, if you go and ask John Tortorella, he'll tell you everything he's thinking, but he's not going to seek you out. Do you think this is, now we've just heard Toc's just a good communicator. It's one of his skills. But do you think this, I had multiple conversations with Grebenkin, I'm working with him one-on-one. Do you think this is almost a result of, we know how upset everyone was last year, and so we're making this extra effort? Or is it just who Tocc is?
I think it's probably 80% just who Tocc is, and 20% basically making it clear to everyone that there's a new sheriff in town and this is how I operate. Because there's no way Rick Tocc doesn't know the stories of players being frustrated because they got taken out of the lineup and not knowing why, and there not being communication. The fact that the captain straight up said, yeah, I basically had no relationship with my head coach. There's no way Tocc isn't aware of all of that noise and isn't doing his best to make it clear that I'm not going to be like that. But I asked Tocc directly, not comparing him to Torts, but just saying that, asking him how important it was for him to make sure a line of communication is open with a guy who might sit. And Tocc's answer was straight up, yeah, that's a big thing with me. That's what coaching is all about. So I don't think that's, I really don't think it's shade, though. I think that's just sincerely Rick Tocc being Rick Tocc, that it's really important. And look, the thing about somebody like Grebenkin that makes it even a little bit tougher, like Grebenkin, English isn't his first language. And like he can speak a bit, and there have been some funny clips of him.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, but like he doesn't know English that well. And if Rick Tocc is taking the time out of his day to have one-on-one conversations with a guy who doesn't even speak English as a first language, like that should show just how important it is to Rick Tocc to have conversations with guys when they're in situations like this. And I think Tocc's being honest that this isn't about Grebenkin. This isn't about something he did wrong. It's not that he had a bad final preseason game or he showed up late for a team meeting or isn't putting the effort in practice. Tocc wants to make clear to Grebenkin that, look, This is a numbers thing. We want this particular lineup to face this particular team. Maybe there's a thing with we want Laurier to be in game one because we want to reward the vet. We want to send a message that we treat our vets well. But this has nothing to do with you not being a good player. We believe you deserve to be in this lineup, and don't worry, you'll get in this lineup soon. And that's important for a coach to say to a player because you don't want a player stewing. You don't want a player thinking he's underappreciated. Even somebody like Gurbenkin who just made the team. And I like the fact I was watching that, and even as my mentions on Twitter and Blue Sky were blowing up with people angry that Gurbenkin wasn't going to be in the lineup. And I get it. I watched him in these preseason games. He deserves to be in the lineup. But as my mentions were blowing up, I'm watching Tocc spend 20 minutes with Gurbenkin. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, yeah, I would have Gurbenkin in the lineup for game one, but I'm liking what I'm seeing here in terms of the coach giving special attention to the guy who's kind of getting screwed.
That seems like a pretty big deal, Charlie. But now it's time for the big deal presented by Cherry Hill Jeep. And the big deal today is a mailbag question just for Philly's #1 hockey beat writer. Comes from Jim Miller, who asks, it seemed like it took the Philly media the better part of a full season to adapt to how to ask questions of Torts. And honestly, I'd argue it probably took longer. Dealing with Tocc, it looks much easier. How different is it for you, Charlie?
Yeah, it's easier in the sense that it's not as intimidating. You're not worried that if you were to question a little bit wrong, that Torts is going to bite your head off, because Torts holds everybody accountable. He holds his players accountable. He holds front office people accountable. He holds the media people accountable. So if you messed up a question, you were going to hear about it from John Tortorella. So that is definitely relieving that I no longer have to be concerned about that. That said, I had a good relationship with Tortorella, I thought, and it didn't take me that long to figure out what questions you avoided asking and what questions you asked if you wanted to get good answers from. Tocc is easier to work with, but in some ways he's more guarded. You know, he's not going to just call out a player when you give him the easiest opportunity to call out a player. You have to pull it out of him a little bit when I ask about Noah Juleson, he's going to start out and say, yeah, Noah Juleson's been okay. And then you have to maybe ask another question to get his real feeling that, like, look, we have eyes. We know he hasn't played well in preseason, but I trust the player, and then you get an idea of what he's really thinking. So it's an adjustment period, even with someone like Tocc, who absolutely is not as combative as John Tortorella. Everybody knows that. I do think, though, it's going to be a learning process once the games start, too. There's a big difference between handling a coach after preseason games, handling a coach after regular season games. I don't even know if I ever got a full handle on the right way to handle John Tortorella after a game. I'm hoping I can quickly get a handle on the right way to get good answers from Rick Tocchet after a game, whether it's a good game, a bad game, or a middling game.
All right, that is the big deal presented by our friends at Cherry Hill Jeep, and that is Philly's #1 hockey beat writer, Charlie O'Connor, joining us live from Fort Lauderdale. I just say you're in we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. You're partying on Miami Beach. That's where Charlie is. All right, Charlie, we will talk to you after the game tomorrow. Thank you for your time today as you travel with the team on this season opening road trip. Now it's time to take care of a little bit of business. And Charlie, of course, joined us on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. All right, it's time to tell you about our presenting sponsor for Flyers opening week. It's Crooked T, baby. That's right. Y'all remember when BG strip sacked the GOAT for the first Philly Super Bowl ever?
Sure
Well,
do.
now BG is bringing us his Crooked T strip sack pack so we can savor the flavor forever. What is the strip sack pack? Well, it's big, it's heavy, and it's juicy. It's the kind of pack you want to show off. You already know Crooked T is 0 sugar and all flavor, and the strip sack pack is stuffed with 24 cans and collectible trading cards from Jordan Spector. Some of the cards even signed by BG himself. Every case is packing something special, so you can take it from the fridge to the tailgate. This is the one sack you're going to be proud to display. So grab yours today at a store near you, or check them out on GoPuff. And for our guy BG, we have to send a special shout out to the Philly area bars carrying Crooked T right now. thank you for showing the love. Sports and Social Allentown, Garage Fishtown, City Tap in Logan Square, and Wicked Wolf on Chestnut. Go check them out for the game day or a night out and tell them that PHLY Sports sent you. While we're here, it's time to tell you about Rothman. That's right, Rothman Orthopedics, because whether it's a sore knee, stiff shoulder, or nagging back pain, Rothman Orthopedics is here to help you get back to the life you love. Their team of specialists treats all kinds of orthopedic issues, from everyday strains to long-term joint pain, with care that's efficient, effective, and close to home. Don't let pain keep you sidelined. Schedule an appointment today at rothmanortho.com/PHLY. Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility, their mission.
I want to see everybody watching this podcast grab their sack before the game tomorrow.
Or hit the thumbs up button.
Yeah,
You know what? Give us a like. 112 likes. Pretty good. Not good enough. We need more likes, damn it.
If
All right.
Charlie was here, he'd be so upset.
Charlie wouldn't be happy with the
No.
number of likes right now.
He would
And
be
keeping
shaming all of
Charlie
you.
happy is my job, Kelly's job, and Brenna's job.
It's the only job, really.
It's all we do here is cater to Charlie, quite honestly. We love Chuck. It's just fun.
best.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back to the mailbag. Kelly Hinkle, let's go to @JHockeyFanJ, one of our regulars. He asks, boldest league-wide prediction you have. The Flyers acquiring Jack Eichel, off the table for me.
Flyers win the draft lottery.
Did you see? I've been wanting to talk about this for weeks.
Wish said that, right?
Wish said it.
Yeah.
Wish also. Let's do this now because you said it. I've been meaning to do this for like days. I've been wanting to do something with this for like.
Are we tankathoning?
No tank. No tankathon.
Sorry.
We can't tankathon before the season starts.
Maybe we just put us at 11 and see what happens.
But Wish, he did a bold prediction, and he has the Flyers winning the lottery and getting McKenna, mostly because it's like, oh, the joke was so easy. He's going to Penn State to be closer to the team he's going to play for,
That's
the Pittsburgh
right.
Penguins. And like, it's obvious the Penguins are getting him. I don't even know why we're going to do a
No, they're
lottery.
not.
Why even pretend? Just don't
No,
even
they're
do a
not.
draft. Just start the draft at number 2. Pittsburgh Penguins already have McKenna at the end.
No.
But he has that. And he also wrote an article, I think yesterday or today, predicting each team's finish. He has the Flyers last in the Metro. And listen, from an outside perspective, I can get why. And he's like, listen, there's a lot of fun to look forward to. It's just the goalies might be real bad. And if that's the case, they could finish last in the Metro. The thing that actually made me the most mad, though,
Uh-oh.
not that he had the Penguins finishing ahead of the
I was
Flyers,
going to say,
whatever.
the Penguins? All right.
It's that he also has the Devils finishing second in the Metro.
Well,
Big shocker, the Devils fan.
he's a Devils
Listen,
fan.
the Devils, if healthy and everything goes right, are a good team.
Been saying it for like 5 years now.
Jack Hughes has missed 40 games over the last 2 seasons, 20 games apiece, and missed 33 games in 2021-22. But yeah, he'll probably stay healthy.
Guys that get hurt, right, Bill?
Dougie Hamilton has missed about half the games over the last 2 seasons. Surely that trend will reverse at age 32.
Yeah.
35-year-old Jake Allen put up a .906 with 4 shutouts last year. Jake Allen's a nice goaltender. I don't think he's considerably above average. And 36-year-old Jacob Markstrom, yeah, he'll probably bounce back from being just average last year. Like, what? Really?
Listen.
We just hate the Devils, I know.
Yes, but also I respect someone who is not afraid to be a homer.
Yeah.
Despite the fact
All
that
right.
they're a seasoned professional. Like, he's a Devils fan.
My bold, you know what, Wish, now
If
my...
I were writing this article, the Flyers would be second in the Metro.
and
What do
like
you want?
he does drop the like Flyers fan. The thing that Flyers fans like they can hope for is just continued progress out of the young players and new coach Rick Tocchet. Power drills, fundamentals into them. He talks about Michkov and Zegras having a nice year together if they're able to be paired up, creating content. But I did like the way he ended it.
Yeah.
The Flyers aren't likely to grab too many headlines in Philadelphia this season. The Jalen Hurts discourse can continue uninterrupted.
Unlike the other seasons where there's all those Flyers headlines.
I know. Come on.
There hasn't been a Flyers headline since 2010.
I was on the air in 2022 at WIP
Yeah.
begging people to talk to me about the Phillies, who were weeks away from going to the playoffs, and it was like, if I said Jalen Hurts, the line's filled up.
Naturally.
That's just the way it is here.
It's how it
Whether
goes.
the other teams are good or not, we're talking Eagles. But
Yeah.
that's why shows like this exist and are
Is
thriving.
Jalen Hurts actually good? Who
Yeah.
can say?
But my boldest league-wide prediction to answer Jay's question, it's going to be the Devils are 4th and miss the playoffs in the Metro. 4th
I like
or
it.
5th, whatever misses.
I like it.
Because sometimes, like, the Atlantic could get 5 teams in, but usually it's 4 and 4.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say they are wherever in the Metro that will keep them out of the playoffs because F the Devils and F you
Yeah.
wish.
Yeah.
All right, what time is it? All right, 10:00. I am so thrown off with time today. I've not been able to keep track of it in my head, and yeah, we'll see. All right, let's go to Brian Coulter.
Friend of the pod, Brian.
Friend of the pod, Brian Coulter says this era of Phillies baseball is reminiscent of the early 2010s Flyers. Yes, or shut the hell up,
When
Brian.
did he ask this question? Oh, the 6th of October. Well,
just
here's the
like-
thing: if they come back, then yes,
I did a whole thing on that
Absolutely.
yesterday, Hinkle, on Philadelphia, live every day at 1:30. Watch it.
you better watch it.
I'm not. They did have the big comeback.
Yeah.
But like after 2010, like I guess 2011's a major disappointment, but then like there's a franchise changing off season
Right.
where and then from there on out, they're just hoping to make the playoffs every year, basically. Like
Yeah.
2012 was a ton of fun, but after that, it's like make, miss. It was really just like 1 or 2 guys propping up what was a poorly run organization.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what's been like. The Phillies have more star players than that. Like they have an awesome
Well-
pitching rotation.
What's interesting is, so obviously I don't baseball as hard as you do, so I'm more of a casual. But I have seen people suggesting on the socials media that it's like time to blow up this team, like 2011. Like that's it. Why would you sign Schwarber now? Like you got to blow this whole thing up. Obviously they don't have it, and that seems a little maybe reactionary. But I get it.
I guess like if you start in like 08, 09 with the Flyers, and then they like really if you start in 2010, they get there,
Mm-hmm.
lose, and then kind of slowly dissipate from there. The pattern is a little similar.
Yeah.
But I just think like the makeups of the team, like it's not, if it was just Bryce Harper and a bunch of bums,
Yeah.
that's what the Giroux Flyers were,
That's
know?
true.
And I don't know if that's really the makeup. All right.
They just need to remember how to hit the baseball. They did it all the time.
They did.
They
That
know
was,
how to do it.
When I was trying to give Tyler, our Phillies host here and my producer for Philadelphia, like a little optimism, my answer was simply, I don't know, they usually win. They won 95, 96 games the last 2 years. They win a lot. Maybe they can win 3 in a row.
Get out there and do some dingers.
They won 3 in a row a lot of times this year. Maybe they can do it again.
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's see if we can get to a couple. Only 2 left anyway. From J Matthews Reed says Sanheim is the Flyers rep in NHL social media content. It's been a while since the Flyers have been represented. Do you think the NHL sees him as the best Flyer? He is probably the most important. If he goes down, the McKenna talks really take weight. And you look at this defense, and it's like,
Yeah.
Michkov is like awesome. TK still, led the team in scoring last year, close to a point a game player. You look at this defense. Without
not
Travis Sanheim, it's not an NHL defense.
It sure isn't. And I mean, like, so the thing is, like, Travis Sanheim seems like a quiet and
Jesus.
reserved guy. So, like,
Dear Lord.
maybe the Flyers would get more play on the NHL social media if they had, like, Zegras doing it because he's a goofball.
Yeah.
That said, I was listening to the Gargano interview with all the dudes, and Tocc specifically mentioned, like, and I'm wondering if we don't underrate Sanheim here because he's been here for so long.
I think I
mentioned
definitely do.
that, like, when he got him on Team Canada, even though he didn't initially play, like, he left that tournament thinking that Sanheim is like a top 10 defenseman in the NHL. Which I know that 99% of Flyers fans do not consider Travis Sanheim a top 10 defenseman in the NHL. So, like, obviously that could be talking now that he's the coach here blowing smoke, but also obviously Team Canada thinks something of Travis Sanheim.
Listen, Canada has it's Canada. This isn't like
Every player.
oh yeah, it's Team Bulgaria. Like if there's one dude in the NHL, he's the captain of the Olympic team.
Yeah.
Like making Team Canada is pretty freaking impressive. I have begrudgingly accepted that Sanheim is really good. Though I think he's a top 10 NHL defenseman. I think that's insane. But like, he must be really good. They're not putting guys out there just for funsies in the Olympics. They take this very seriously. It's the most important thing in Canada.
Yeah.
Like,
and even though it wasn't the Olympics, I can promise you that Team Canada was like, we're winning this tournament or we're lighting the country on fire. Like everything like shuts down for the World Juniors. Like no one cares about that except for Canada. No. Like they wanted to win this tournament. So they were icing the best possible team.
Their government has like symposiums about why aren't we making goalies anymore?
There used to be hockey players on the money.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Brenna pointed this out. That social media post that the NHL did. Now maybe like every team did this and I just didn't realize it. But did they just steal the Flyers thing or did every team do that?
I thought that was just a Flyers thing.
I thought so too, but I also don't know.
Me neither.
But Brenna brought it up. I was like, that was a thing we did.
It was.
Weird.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know. I found that strange. All right. How many super chats do we have? Just 2, so we can get to this last one from SGbunchanumbers. Would you rather than make a push for the playoffs, but fall a bit short and pull an Islanders with lottery luck? Or in your mind, best case is they make the playoffs?
So here's the thing. Making a push for the playoffs and falling a bit short doesn't get you the Islanders.
Yeah.
Like you got to fall a lot short.
Well, in the East, maybe. Like
I don't know. I don't. The worst case scenario for me is them just missing the playoffs and being like 13th overall pick. That's a nightmare. We don't want that. If they're, if like they miss the playoffs on like game 82 or something, like they're right there. I'm not gonna be mad about it. Like that's obviously like a serious push. But I don't know. The defense is so
bad,
terrifying.
Like
that it's hard for me not to think like maybe we just don't win any games this year. Maybe that's better.
Like
because it's just so bad.
Maybe they can lose every game 7-6. That would be fun.
Fun.
If they get a loser point in every game, what's that? 80 points? That doesn't really get them in.
No, I don't
80,
think so.
Like,
Michkov scores, hat trick a week, something like that. Yeah.
I have to see how the thing plays out to like, what's the best case? Best case is just them getting in. The more you look at this defense, and it's like they took away Cam York and Rasmus Ristolainen, not exactly superstars.
No.
And
that shouldn't crumble your defense.
Yeah, like when you lose Chris Pronger and Chemo Timonen has blood clots, and you're like, man, this thing thing fell apart in a couple of years, huh? It's like we just took away 2 guys that were like, yeah, they're all right. And it now looks like an AHL defense. Like I am losing confidence that the playoffs are a real thing. And I expect Cam York back. I'm not going to be doom and gloom that he's on Ellis Island now. But I have no idea when to expect Rasmus Ristolainen back. The dude just keeps disappearing.
He gets hurt constantly, so even if he comes back, he's going to get hurt again, for sure.
Yeah, they don't seem to like Emil Andre all that much.
No, we don't even know what's wrong with Cam York. They just said lower body, right?
And
what if he's out 6 weeks?
Because I don't know what to expect out of the defense, how can I have any confidence in these goalies who I think are better than last year, but half of them are the same guy?
Yeah, here's the thing. Like if
and the other
Sam Ersson, last year's defense wasn't great.
Yeah.
This looks markedly worse. So like Sam Ersson behind that defense was real bad. So what's Sam Ersson behind this defense going to look like? I'm actually the thing, and this is so sick of me, the thing I'm most excited about for tomorrow is seeing what this third pair looks like against the Florida Panthers.
I really don't want to.
Are they going to play more than 4 minutes?
I think Noah Juleson needs to try to hurt someone. First shit. I mean, he doesn't really need to try. That's just what he does.
Yeah.
But can he get someone kicked out of the game by elbowing them? That might be if it's 1-1 and
might be the only way forward.
There's no one on either team worse than him. If he can take out, if he can get one of their players kicked out too,
do a Sam Bennett and just elbow Bobrovsky right
guys.
In the head.
All right. Before we get to super chats, let's trigger overtime. It's funny every time. Go to allphly.com to keep watching. This again might only be 2 or 3 games, but
maybe
even when they get Cam York back is right now.
Is it good? If you put Cam York on it, is it good?
Who is without Cam York? Let's say for now. Is it Sealer or Drysdale is the second best defenseman?
It can't be Nick Seeler, dude. It can't be
Is it
Nick
though?
Seeler. It is
Nick Seeler from 2 years ago, like when he wasn't hurt most of the year, unable
the
to feel
thing.
his foot.
If the entire defensive strategy isn't built on blocking shots, which is my understanding, it's not going to be the way that it was with Tocc,
Allegedly.
then what does Seeler do exactly?
Clear the porch so that Jamie Drysdale can skate the puck out. Drysdale just races into the corner, grabs the loose puck, and skates it out of the zone.
I really need it to be Jamie Drysdale, but I don't know.
Jamie Drysdale better be the second best defenseman they have.
Oh boy.
All right, without York especially. All right, let's hit those super chats.
Super chat.
First one from David Shub. David says, by the time we're signing big free agents, the current elite will be aging out / retired. Gotta draft smart and make solid complementary trades or we're cooked. Yeah, you were never building a team in free agency.
No, that's not how you build a team. But if the current crop of elites is cooked, then is there not a next wave of elites that we could possibly look to? I mean, I don't think they're going to be signing a 39-year-old in free agency. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be,
unless it's Claude Giroux.
Maybe it's Claude Giroux.
We
can't get Jack Eichel anymore. Maybe it's Claude Giroux.
Yeah, man. Maybe it's G. He's coming home.
Come home, baby. Win us some face-offs.
Just him and Zegras taking face-offs together.
Let's go.
Yeah,
he could teach him so much.
He really could. I mean, look at what happened with Coots.
There are worse outcomes.
I really don't ever want Claude Giroux.
I know you don't, but
it's over. Thank you for your service. I don't want to put him through it again.
I don't know if he would want to be put through it, honestly.
He had to do this for.
He might just be like, you know what? I'm going to call it a career.
I'm retired.
Thanks, guys.
If the only team calling is Philly, I'm done.
Yeah, it's going to hang him up.
Like, thank you, but I'm
going to coach my kids' team.
Thank you for your interest.
Yeah.
No longer accepting call. All right. And from Aviator, with the UFAs gone, I'll go dust off the tank. We may need it. What's the most ridiculous food combo you guys enjoy that others think is insane?
Oh, that's a great question.
That is a good question. I need more time to think about that.
You can't throw that at me and expect an instant answer. I'm trying to think of weird stuff.
I'll tell you. All right. I don't eat it anymore because I'm 37 and my wife would be like, stop it. I want you alive. But my go-to in college before tests and stuff, Frosted Flakes, not milk, Red Bull.
Bill, what the Bill, what?
Swear to God, that was the thing. That was the thing I did.
I gotta go. I can't even answer that question now. There's no way I could even come close to that.
I'm trying to. Is there anything now that I do that's weird? I don't think so.
I don't know. Most of my meals are just like a bowl of protein slop. And I don't know if that's weird or not, but it's just like some mixture of meat and cottage cheese and sauce. I'm so boring.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. Ask me tomorrow on pregame.
Yeah, we'll think of this and come up with some answers. All right. And we had one from yesterday, Bryn. Do you have that ready to go? We got a super chat as we went off the air yesterday from somebody who enjoyed the reaction to my my crooked tea read. To the producers laughing during BG ad.
Listen to me. As a listener to this podcast, there is nothing better than when I hear Brenna laughing.
I need
the best thing.
It's like when you ever see like the dubs of like Friends when they take out the laugh track, and it's weird. I need to know to keep moving, or if I get the laugh, then I get the pause for the laugh, or if I have to just keep going.
I understand.
Yeah. All right. That is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers today. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already, got to hit that follow button, subscribe right here on the YouTube page, and make sure you go to Anaheim with us.
Let's go.
I have it written in front of me and forgot to say it. Make sure you're coming to Anaheim. Go to allphly.com/events. Philly Sports Trips puts on the absolute best trips. They sent us to Montreal last year. We had an awesome time. They helped with the draft party. The draft party was the best one we have ever done. This Anaheim trip is going to blow all the others out of the water. We are going to see the Ducks in Anaheim. We are going to see the Kings in LA. And there will be a watch party for the Sharks game on that trip. And guess who's coming with us? Not just Bill Matz, not just Charlie O'Connor, not just Kelly Hinkle, not just Brenna Haupt, but John LeClaire. John LeClaire, Flyers legend, coming with us as well.
I wonder if he wears flip-flops.
allphly.com/events. Sign up now. You get your deposit down, and then it's just like 3 simple payments. Split it up over time. It's not a huge investment all at once, and you get to go on the trip of a lifetime. It's March 17th to 22nd. Plenty of time in between games to hit Disney or the beach or whatever. Do it. allphly.com. That'll do it for us on PHLY Flyers today. Make sure you're following us here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and hit the like button as well. Only 157 today. Not enough. Not enough.
Lucky numbers.
There's a game tomorrow, damn it. Make sure you're joining us tomorrow for pre and post game right here on the PHLY Flyers YouTube page. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers. You know where to find the podcast as well. Just search PHLY Flyers. I am Bill Matz. That's Kelly Hinkle. Thank you to Brenna. Be excellent to each other.
We all silly like the mayor.